1984 by George Orwell was meant to be fiction. It was not meant to be an instruction manual for power-mad dictators to follow. Allegedly. I'm not excited to make this video. In fact, I think we should start this video with a moment to pay our respects to privacy in the UK. It had a good run, but unfortunately those days are gone. We loved you, privacy. We really did. We fought for you. We earned that right, only for it to be taken away by a tyrant. Allegedly. You know, you can't say things in the UK anymore. You never know who might end up knocking on your front door with a pair of handcuffs. You know, if you post the wrong meme, or if you say the wrong thing, you know, allegedly someone might end up knocking on your door and putting you in prison for a few years. So I don't know, who knows what you can and can't say these days here in the UK. But I just wanted to take this moment to say we love you, privacy, and hopefully one day you'll return. Probably not in the next 4 years though, for obvious reasons. Anyways, this video clearly is about what happened today. Now, I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think that the UK would be stupid enough to do this. I mean, are we not a global embarrassment already? I mean, do we really have to double down on this? Obviously we do. So let's talk about it. Now, I don't discuss politics on this channel. I never wanted to do that. But seeing as this relates directly to technology and a brand that I love like Apple, I have no choice. I have to talk about it. Look, I found out this news about 2 hours ago and I still feel like throwing up. That's how much I am disappointed in the UK right now. Like, you have no idea. Like, if you knew me personally, then you would know that there are three things that I stand for, and there are three things that I won't negotiate on, and there are three things that I just won't change my mind on. And those three things are the right to privacy, the right to free speech, and I always stand against censorship. Those three things are non-negotiable for me. And that's why this news has really upset me. I can't even pretend to be happy on this video. I just can't. I know they say, oh, high energy, but honestly, I was just in here in the studio sorting out something with the my main camera and putting the mic on this desk. This is like a whole new setup now, which I haven't done before. And I had just finished putting it together and I was about to test it. And then I saw a headline and I thought, no. There's no way this is real. It turns out it's real. Holy God. So what's happened is that the UK government a few days ago sent a notice to Apple. And look, without getting too technical, what the UK government wanted was they wanted Apple to introduce a backdoor into iCloud for everything that's encrypted in iCloud. So I don't know if you know this, but you can upload all of your stuff from your iPhone and your MacBook and your iPad and whatever to iCloud. And you can opt to turn on something called advanced data protection. And advanced data protection just means that everything that you send to iCloud is end-to-end encrypted, meaning that your data, your photos, your documents, whatever you store in iCloud is encrypted. And even Apple doesn't have access to it. The police can't get access to it. Your government can't get access to it. The only person that can get access to that data is you, because it's encrypted by you and you have the key to unlock it. Apple, the test is that if someone holds a gun to your head and says, unlock this for me, and if you literally can't unlock it, even though someone's holding a gun to your head, that is the test of encryption. And that's the whole point. The point is that Apple themselves could not break that encryption. And the UK government wanted Apple to give them access to encrypted data on iCloud, not just in the UK, but globally. You can already see why that's a problem. The UK government wanted access to encrypted iCloud data on a global scale. That's the US, that's every country that has encryption on iCloud. Basically every country apart from China. We are the equivalent of China right now. Anyways, look, I don't want to go off on this video, and I don't want to get angry and emotional or anything. So let's just stick to the facts. So anyways, the UK government makes these demands, right? And Apple has never given in to these demands before, apart from in China, where they let China run their own data centers, because China is China, and you know everything that goes on over there. This is the first time that this has happened in a Western country. That's how bad the UK is right now, allegedly. Don't come knocking on my door. So Apple is like, no, hell no, we're not doing that. We're never going to do that. We've never done that, and we never will do that. So they were left with one decision that they could make, and that decision was what they did. They chose to remove advanced data protection from the UK. So UK customers using advanced data protection will no longer be able to. So there will be a grace period where people who have advanced data protection turned on their iCloud accounts, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it'll probably be soon. You will be told to switch that off, because Apple can't turn encryption off for you because they don't have the key. They can't decrypt it. You have to decrypt it. So you will be, if you have advanced data protection turned on your iCloud, at some point Apple will send you a notice saying that it is no longer available here in the UK and you need to switch it off to give Keir Starmer access to your pictures and your documents and all of your data. Yeah. I can't believe I'm saying, I can't believe this is real. Look, the reason Apple had to turn it off was either they do this or they break encryption for the whole world, for iCloud globally. That's what the UK government wanted, and Apple said, no, screw you guys then. We're just not going to offer encryption to UK customers. Up yours, basically. That's what Apple did. That's one thing I respect about Apple more than anything, is that they believe in the right to privacy. And I'll read you their statement. Actually, I'll read you their statement right now. This is what they said. We are gravely disappointed that the protections provided by advanced data protection will no longer be available to our customers in the UK, given the continuing rise of data breaches and other threats to customer privacy. Enhancing the security of cloud storage with end-to-end encryption is more urgent than ever before. We'll get into that. Apple remains committed to offering our users the highest level of security for their personal data, and are hopeful that we will be able to do so in the future in the UK. As we have said many times before, we have never built a backdoor or master key to any of our products or services, and we never will. Alan Woodward from the University of Essex, blah, 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 said Apple's move was quite an extraordinary development. It was incredibly naive for the British government to think that they could tell Apple what to do. He also said that Apple was sending a message that you cannot weaken encryption for your enemies without weakening it for your friends. And that all that governments could achieve would be to make its applications less secure for UK users while obtaining no benefit for intelligence operations. There is a benefit for intelligence operations. The benefit is that now, if the UK government wants access to your iCloud data, they know that it will not be encrypted. So when they turn up to Apple with a warrant for that data, Apple will be able to hand it over, no questions asked, because it's not encrypted. Apple will no longer be able to say, hey, that data is encrypted. Sorry, you can't have it, and we're not going to break it for you because we can't. That's the big difference here. Now, all of this comes under the Snoopers Charter here in the UK. I think it was called the Investigatory Powers Act 2016. So this is going back 9 years. And I remember when that act was put into place. And they called it the Snoopers Charter because it gave the UK government access. Well, it was giving the UK government access to private data that UK citizens had stored wherever. Obviously, Apple never complied with it. Apple never gave into it until Keir Starmer's come into power and he's demanded it, meaning Apple's had to remove encryption. The only good thing that remains from all this is that messaging services like iMessage and FaceTime would remain end-to-end encrypted by default. But I don't think that will last long either. I think that if the UK government keeps pushing the way it has been pushing, then users in the UK will lose the use of iMessage and will lose FaceTime. I really do see that on the horizon. I mean, because why not? I didn't see this coming. I didn't think that this would happen. And hey, it's just happened. So there's no reason why the UK government wouldn't be arrogant enough, allegedly, to say, hey, we want iMessage to no longer be encrypted. Hey, we want FaceTime calls to no longer be encrypted. And what's Apple going to do? Is Apple going to introduce a backdoor for iMessage and FaceTime? No, they'll pull it from the UK because they're not going to compromise their network and the security and their promise to their customers because Keir Starmer has... I can't continue with that sentence. So what are the implications of this? So the implications of this is If you have something stored on iCloud and it was encrypted, it will no longer be encrypted, meaning that bad actors such as hackers or someone that wants to extort you for your, I don't know, maybe you've got nudes stored in your iCloud and someone hacks your iCloud and then threatens you saying, hey, we're going to leak your nudes to your family on Facebook if you don't give us $5,000 or something like that. That is all possible now because security in the UK is now a joke. Now, I know people that use Google Drive and Android are all going to say the same thing. I mean, they're going to say, oh, this is a big fail for Apple. The only reason we know about this is because it leaked. Did you know that the Snoopers Charter, or the Investigatory Powers Act in the UK 2016, says that companies are not allowed to disclose this? Here it is. The UK makes it illegal for companies to disclose the existence of such government demands. The only reason we found out about this is because it leaked. Apple didn't tell us, although I kind of suspect that Apple leaked it themselves because it sounds like something that they would do, right? Apple is very pro-privacy. I don't care if you like Apple or not. A fact is a fact. The FBI has wanted Apple to unlock the phone of a terrorist in the past, and Apple flat out said, no, we can't. They're not going to unlock phones for Keir Starmer now, are they? Anyway, so the UK government makes it illegal for companies to even disclose that this is going on. The only reason we know about it is because Apple probably leaked it. Which leads me to my next point, that if you're saying, oh, my Google Drive is safe or Android is safe, no, it's not. They probably folded months ago or years ago. So no, nothing's safe. One of the reasons why we use iCloud is because it had encryption and we knew Apple wouldn't break it. And Apple didn't break it, they just removed it because they didn't want to break it. Look, I know there's going to be some people in the comments or on Facebook or on X or whatever that say, oh, if you've got nothing to hide, then what do you have to worry about? That's not the point though, is it? I mean, the point is you had this right to privacy. It looks like you no longer have that right. It doesn't matter if you have something to hide or not. That doesn't even come into it. What matters is that you had a right to privacy and now it doesn't look like you do. People died for you to have that right. You don't just give up rights like that. Look, I've rambled long enough. I just wanted to make this video. I wasn't even going to make a video today, but I felt compelled to make this video. It's not even political. I mean, what happened in the US when the UK made these demands to Apple? I can't find it right now. When the UK government made this demand to Apple, the Democrats and the Republicans both wrote a letter to Tulsi Gabbard, who is now the Director of National Intelligence, and asked her to get the UK to basically take that back. Don't do this. So it's not even like one side is saying, get rid of privacy, screw your encryption. Both sides unanimously say that this is a bad thing that's happening here in the UK. Now, I don't care which way you vote. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what you believe. The fact remains is that this is wrong and this shouldn't be happening. And as a UK citizen since birth, I'm disgusted by how the British government is acting. And I don't agree with this at all. I just can't. And that's all I'll say about that. I honestly don't know what else to say. I just thought I should let you know that if you're in the UK, you're kind of living in a dictatorship now. And I think I can say that because the only other country that doesn't allow encryption is China. But now it's China and the UK. So that should tell you everything that you need to know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like the new setup. I hope the mic sounds good. This is my first test using this mic. But anyways, like the video if you liked it, and please do subscribe if you haven't already. You've been watching This Brown Geek. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.